2. Government orders and price regulation. Military profits enrichment of monopolies. Government orders are crucial for monopolies, particularly during war times, as they provide significant enrichment opportunities at the expense of the treasury. Scope of government orders. These orders cover a wide range of goods and industries, including weapons, army supplies, uniforms, food, etc., raw materials, and equipment for both state and private enterprises. Impact of war. During wartime, government orders become the primary market for many industries, with military needs driving a significant portion of the production. World War II context. In the U.S., from 1942 to 1944, 50 to 60% of finished manufacturing products and 75 to 80% of means of production were for military purposes. Monopolistic control. The 100 largest corporations captured 67% of military orders, with companies like General Motors, Curtiss-Wright, and Ford leading in military contracts. Priority supply. Military orders mean priority access to raw materials and resources, leading to a concentration of resources among large corporations. Exploitation of labor. Military orders intensify worker exploitation through longer hours, increased labor intensity, wage freezing, and poor working conditions. Tax system and pricing. Monopolies exploit the tax system and price regulations to increase profits, often portraying price control as consumer protection. Price regulation. Although price controls are claimed to protect consumers, they often lead to price increases, serving monopolists' interests. Profit increases. Large corporations significantly increased profits during the war, with some seeing profits grow 10 to 100 times their pre-war levels. Price freezing myth. Price freezing often happens at the highest pre-war levels and is largely ineffective, with prices continuing to rise significantly during wartime. Inflation and consumer impact. Despite regulation efforts, prices for essential goods and commodities rose sharply during the war, impacting consumers' cost of living. Monopolistic pressure and profiteering. Large monopolies exploit wartime conditions to push prices up and maximize profits, as seen in the First World War with copper prices rising from 8 to 12 cents to 26 cents per pound. Controlled versus uncontrolled prices. Contrary to expectations, controlled prices often rise faster than uncontrolled ones, benefiting large suppliers. The disparity allows monopolies to profit as wages remain stagnant, reducing real wages for workers. State regulation and inflation. Government regulations supposedly stabilize prices, but actually contribute to economic instability, benefiting monopolies through inflation and price hikes. Subsidies and monopolistic gains. Price subsidies, intended to stabilize consumer costs, actually enrich monopolies by covering production costs with taxpayer money. For instance, Japanese coal subsidies rose from 48 million yen to 406 million yen between 1941 and 1944. Redistribution of surplus value. Monopolies gain excess profits not only through subsidies, but also by redistributing surplus value. Military suppliers, benefiting from favorable conditions, exploit workers and small businesses. Price setting and superprofits. Regulated prices include profit margins added to production costs, allowing monopolies to inflate costs and maintain high profits. This often includes rent and taxes, turning regulation into a tool for profit rather than control. Black market and price manipulation. Monopolies often manipulate shortages to inflate prices on the black market, further increasing profits during wartime. Consumption regulation and inequality. Wartime rationing systems, such as bread cards, create an illusion of equality while the wealthy bypass restrictions. Prices of essential goods rise, forcing the masses to rely on black markets. Critique of price controls. Price controls, rather than limiting profits, increase monopolistic gains. Seymour Harris admits that wartime price controls mainly led to higher profits for businesses. Lenin's critique and proposals. Lenin criticized the lack of transparency in price regulation, advocating for the abolition of trade secrets and publication of supply prices and costs to expose monopolistic profiteering.